Hi, this is Katie from the Cops team. In this episode, childhood wounds served as warnings, outbursts that frightened everyone, moments that changed the room, and lessons Florence carried for years. Let's watch.
And beat up my sister so badly that she was brutally bruised. And those are childhood times that was very traumatizing for me, where there's no protection from family, yet I need to protect my sister from my brothers. There was also a case where another of my brother, he emotionally tortured my mom. He would cut himself and the blood would be like oozing out in the entire house. I was like hiding in one corner. I still vividly remember I was so frightened, crying in one corner, seeing my mom traumatized. I was traumatized on the other part of it. And I was like thinking in my heart, oh, only if this brother passed on, then he died, wow, that would be like peace in the family. So that's how my family is growing up. So many siblings, so many brothers, and so many quarrels here and there. I never liked my big family because I find that it was so traumatic most of the time. There's no love, nobody really care. I never liked my big family then. But I'm really thankful also for my sister, my elder and our second sister. When my mom wasn't around, she was the one that really take good care of me. She was more like my mother than my mother herself. And she will take care of me. Back then when I was about 10, 11, and I really loved music. My sister started working by then. She saw that I love music and she started giving me music lesson, which in my time is not possible. We are poor. How could anyone be able to provide us with a music lesson, a piano class? But my sister saw my interest in music. And after she started working with her meager amount that she had, she parked aside some for me to have a piano class. When I look back now, if it's not God, I cannot imagine how could I have the chance and opportunity to have this music lesson. And with that, I started taking up piano class, and God set me with that foundation to have music lesson. At times, another brother would chip in a bit to help me with the payment of my music lesson. Gradually, when I hit my secondary school, I started serving in my church. My sister started bringing me to church when I was about 10 as well. And I'm thankful that my parents didn't object to that. And it was in church that I started learning. I never had a relationship with God. It was just like, normal time going to church, just attend the Sunday school. I love going there compared to my family because my parents, they are actually Buddhist and Taoist. So they do worship and they do pray. My dad, not so much, but more for my mom. But my mom was actually brought up in a Catholic church. After my father, he became a Buddhist and a Taoist. But they never rejected that when my sister and my brother brought us to church. So my sister and my brother was the first one that became a Christian and brought me to church. So I started serving in church. And I'm thankful that with that, I start growing, start serving in church. That set me my foundations as well. I started serving in the choir, being the pianist. With that, during my secondary school as well, I do part-time job to earn some pocket money for myself. And after my O-level, an A-level as well, I do all kinds of part job to earn pocket money. And after my A-level, actually, my sister has a childcare center. I help them in the childcare center. My sister was telling me, why don't while waiting for my results from A-level, my sister said, why don't you, enroll myself, in the MOE. And I did that as well. So I thought, I might follow what my sister did to start teaching in the preschool. So I enrolled myself in the Ministry of Education as an educator. But at the same time, I also enrolled to be a flight stewardess. And with both application, I got enrolled as well. The application was approved. So I decided to fly, after my A-levels. So I started my flying career after that for the next 12 years. And during my flying years, I'm thankful for that. because I get to travel. Financially, I also get to be able to provide more for my mom, because during those days, my mom are the only one that kind of support the family, and I could have a bit more to provide for my mom. When I look back during my flying days as well, there was a season of time also I was also bulimic. As I shared my story, how rejected I was. Actually, I didn't even know what went wrong with me. And being in that environment where you need to be well, you need to physically, exteriorly look good, maintain, and you didn't even know you went into that bulimic stage. But I was also very thankful that it was also for a short period of time, and God kind of like protected me and brought me out. I would eat and I'll make myself vomit, but I know that it wasn't right, but I cannot control myself. But somehow God just suddenly, there's a day, just brought me out of that, and I just suddenly just delivered from that bulimic stage. I was very thrifty during my flying years because I saved a lot of money, because I want to save money for my marriage, because back then I already knew my husband. When I was 17, I get to know my husband, and we were dating then, and I want to save money for our marriage. So I was really very, very thrifty during those days, saving as much as I could for the marriage. So during those flying years, I'm thankful that I could have the opportunity to bring my parents also to Japan, which was possible. But there was a time that I almost brought my mom to Japan, but on the day before our departure, she had a stroke. I was so thankful that God didn't allow that to happen. I can't imagine if I brought her all the way to Japan and she had a stroke and what would happen. But I'm also thankful years back, after that, God still gave me an opportunity to bring both my parents on my own when both of them had stroke to Japan for a trip, which when I look back now, it was good memories for me and my parents. So that was my childhood and also my adulthood. And I flew for about 10 to almost 12 years, 10 years of flying. And after that, I was pregnant and I kind of like grounded myself. So when I became a full-time mother, after I grounded, I have my first child. And I felt that I would like to become a full-time mother. Somehow, I don't know why, just somehow inside, I just felt like I want to be a full-time mother. And I was trying very hard to be a perfect mother, of course. When I was about 17 to 18, actually, I got to know my current husband, Louis. And that was also the time taking my A-level. And after my A-level, while waiting for my result, I started working for my sister who was running a childcare. And I thought that was my maybe where God was leading me, to be an educator. So my sister also encouraged me to enroll myself in a Ministry of Education to be an educator. So with that, I enrolled myself to apply for to be an educator in training, and also to apply to be a flight stewardess with Japan Airlines. And ultimately, I got selected, and I decided to went ahead with flying, because with those days, it's a girl's dream to fly and to travel around the world, and with that kind of financial, ability as well. So with that, I started flying.
Some scars become signals that guide our steps. In the next episode, one line of scripture will not let go. I will see you in the next episode.